This is a story, a short humorous story, on the subject of numbers. The title is Count S Ting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 10 minutes later. 99, 2, 3, 4. Ding! That's me done for the night, Jim. I'm off. Are you going to the pub for a swift half, Septimus? Not tonight, Jim. It's a bit late. Octavia will be worried. Righto. Mind how you go. I always do, Jim. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Count S Ting finds his way up the dark stairs. 10. Out into the dark corridor. 20. And finally, out of the door and into the dark London streets. He lifts his face. He feels the rain. He doesn't mind. It's good. After all, he's been cooped up indoors for many hours. He pads the hard pavements with a rhythmic tread, counting his steps the whole 1.5 miles home. Home at last. He stops and considers the 5 steps which lead up to the front door. Although Count Septimus Ting comes from noble stock, with a fine but now dilapidated country mansion in his family, these days he turns the latch key and opens the door to the warm waft of welcoming air from his plain but comfortable terraced house. I'm back, Olivia dear. Hello, Septimus. Heavens, you're drenched. It doesn't matter. I'll soon dry out by the fire. How was work? How were your tings? As usual, my dear, all executed to perfection. No one complained. Well, Septimus, your tings keep the food on the table, don't they, dear? They do if I'm diligent with my counting. And they will help to pay for our holiday too. Indeed, I'm counting the days. Not long now. 21, I believe. I've saved you some supper, Septimus. You must be hungry. 3 fish fingers, 10 chips, and a few peas. How many peas? Now come off it, Septimus. Did you honestly expect me to count all those little green peas? Perhaps not, dear. With supper over, Count Ting and his wife go upstairs to bed. 1, 2, 3. Septimus, for goodness sake, you know how many stairs we have. It's 14. It was 14 last night. It was 14 this morning. It will always be 14. Yes, I know, dear, but I can't help it. Counting is in my blood, and in my name for that matter. It's 11 a.m. the next morning. Septimus has suffered a sleepless night, so you might conclude that he has overslept. No, that's the time he usually gets up, as he doesn't need to get to work until the afternoon. As usual, he counts his way down the stairs. Still 14. Septimus, my dear, you were tossing and turning all night long. You look dreadful. What's wrong? Today is the day we have to pay for our holiday, Octavia. I was worried about getting things wrong at work and putting my tings in the wrong place or doing too many tings. If I get it wrong, I might get the sack. Then there'll be no holiday at all. Nonsense, Septimus. You're a good worker. You always count your tings with perfection. Do stop fretting. Count Septimus Ting leaves work with a worried look on his face. He's worried that he won't even be able to count the 5 steps down from the front door to the street. Phew, he got that right. He pads the pavements with rhythmic tread. He's worried that he won't even be able to count the right number of steps for the whole 1.5 miles to work. Phew, he got that right. He enters the door to the dark corridor. 20. He finds his way down the dark stairs. 10. Phew, he got it all right. Hello, Jim. Hello, Septimus. My, you look dreadful. That's exactly what Octavia said to me this morning. What's wrong, old chap? I have to pay for our holiday today, and I'm worried that I'll miscount my tings, Jim. Then I might lose my job. Then I won't have enough money to cover the cost of the holiday. Nonsense, Septimus. You're the world's best at your job. Thanks for that, Jim. Oh, well, everyone's ready for work. Here we go. I'd better get counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 10 minutes later. 99, 2, 3, 4. Septimus, wake up. You missed your ting. What? Hey? You missed your ting, Septimus. You fell asleep. Look, the boss is pointing at you, accompanied by a very hard stare. Oh, my goodness me. That's the first time in my career I've missed a ting. I'm done for. By the end of the shift, it seems that the other workers have performed badly too. The place has descended into uproar, and the boss has descended on Count Ting. What on earth are you playing at, Ting? I'm so sorry, sir. It won't happen again. Actually, if you care to recollect, it's never happened before, so you'll give me a second chance. You won't sack me, will you, sir? My wife will be most upset. We're supposed to be going on holiday soon. Sir, you will give me another chance. I don't care a jot about your holiday or your wife, Ting. Due to your incompetence, this whole evening shift has been an unmitigated disaster. You deserve the sack. If you don't mind me asking, sir, why is it all my fault? Yes, answer that, demands Jim. The boss shifts his weight nervously from foot to foot. He scratches his head. There's a long pause while he gets his thoughts organised. Ahem, he begins. I don't quite know how to say this. Try. Count S Ting, who despite his usual good manners is clearly not willing to back down. He's thinking about Octavia. The truth is, nobody else can count, admits the boss finally. What? You are the only person who can count, Ting. You mean to say that you have employed all these people for this particular job and they can't even count? That's ridiculous. I'm afraid you're right, says the boss. The thing is, everyone can hear you counting. They rely on your counting so that they know exactly when to do their work. Actually, if I'm honest... Try, says Ting with renewed courage. I rely on your counting too, Ting. Hang on a minute. Since I'm doing everyone else's counting for them, including yours, why aren't you paying me at least double, quadruple? You have to admit, sir, Septimus definitely has a point, says Jim. Now that I've heard all this nonsense, I'm not sure I want this job any more, says Septimus defiantly. No, no, cries the boss and everyone else. We need you counting. Well, since you put it like that, and if you increase my wages to reflect my responsibilities, yes, I'll pay you 4 times your current salary. Let me think. All right, I'll stay. Oh, thank you. I mean, I am, we are all so grateful, Ting. That's that then, sighs Septimus. Let's go to the pub for a swift half, Jim. Right you are, says Jim. Count S Ting makes his way home, counting all the way. He can't help it. It's in his name, after all. Over supper, Septimus relates the events of the night to his wife. She's relieved that Septimus has kept his job, and even more relieved that they'll have plenty of money to pay for their holiday. Septimus, my dear, your many years of practice have paid off. Your skills surpass any other. You are the best counter, and you have the best ting in the whole world. Thank you, Octavia. That counts for a lot. Thank you for listening.